conversation, and then that will lead to the the topics. The two topics.
Joe.
So how you been today, my friend?
I've been pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Do I look different or what?
You still work at Kane's? I mean,
go
I
on,
see
man.
you with that hat.
People shouldn't know about that.
Oh, people. Oh. Wait, what?
Can you see my head or
Do
what?
they sponsor this? I'm kidding.
Hey, I think the quarantine has. I think the quarantine has hit you pretty hard. Look at your hair.
Yes, it has, man. Actually, they made me shave my beard. Actually,
Oh, really?
yeah, because of the whole, they had to wear the N95
Oh,
mask.
yeah. Or,
I should have got one in my backpack. I should wear one right now.
when was
You
the
wear
last? What?
I don't wear it now. I wear the other ones, the paper ones.
But do you wear one at work?
Yeah, not the N95s though. I wear the simple paper ones.
You should cover your whole face.
So every person, every patient. Now we do 0 visitors, so no visitors can come
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I heard that.
Only the kids can bring their parent. Only one parent though, and everybody that comes in has to wear a mask. So
And then they do screening, right?
and they do screening. They do like 4 questions. Did you come from out of state? All right. Yes. All right. Do you cough? Do you have shortness of breath? Or do you have fever? And they check your
Sí,
temperature
pero
from
porque
your
estoy
ear.
gordo.
I know, right?
Dude, they have this fast machine.
The stairs were kicking my butt.
Dude, they have this fast machine. They just check your ear like that, and then they just check your temperature just like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool, man. But it's kind of crazy because like we're all in a line just to get our temperatures checked. Well, before it was just patients, now it's patients and workers.
Wait, so
Everybody gets.
are they using the little device that checks on your
It's like a red laser type of device.
Oh yeah, we have one at the restaurant. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah,
It's just for temperature.
Yeah, because you don't. It's cool because you don't have to touch the person. So
Yeah.
you just point it at them and then it reads it. Yeah,
Pretty
it's like a gun.
Oh, it's like a gun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I'm probably showing too much leg. I don't know. I'm kidding.
What happened to your jeans?
What's up?
What happened to your jeans?
I don't know what happened to my jeans.
Are they in
The
quarantine?
quarantine
or
hit
what?
me hard, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
man.
have found.
That's why you haven't showered or what?
I have showered.
You have
I
showered?
had to specifically, because you're asking me, I'm going to specifically
Wait.
say that.
Mr. Exotic, do you wear underwear? Because y'all know what Joe Exotic doesn't. So
Leopard underwear it is.
No,
It's a big hit, man.
free balls.
free balls.
Yep.
Alright, so now that you were talking about Joe Exotic,
All right, what's up?
and I know Carlos, you haven't seen the series, right? You haven't seen the
Which
show?
one?
It's called Tiger King
Nope.
by Netflix. It's the #1 show that Netflix has at
Wait,
this
have
very
y'all
moment.
seen it?
Yeah, we
Yes.
saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, he saw it to the camera guy. No, okay. So my own brother saw it.
Nobody talks to the camera guy, anyways.
Oh, that's right. Hey, so right here, I have. Can you put the camera on? I have Jesus. I have Jesus Diaz, the man, the myth, the legend. And then over here, I have Carlos Gomez.
Woo!
I consider him a co-host now, a compatriot, a compadre.
Compadre.
Yeah, I like that one. And then on my right side, I have Cruz Torres, another man, the myth, the legend.
Damn right.
He used to work for Joe Exotic.
Years back.
Is that what happened to your knee there? or-
Actually, yeah, I was about to lose my leg just like that other guy. But
Wonderful. At least you didn't lose your arm.
true.
So for those that don't know, first we're gonna talk about Tiger King and what's our thoughts about the whole series. So for those that don't know, Tiger King is basically, you think it's like about tigers, but it really isn't. I mean, it does have tigers in there, but it really isn't about tigers. It's really about Joe Exotic. But it's more like this guy that owns a zoo in the middle of Oklahoma, and he's gay and he owns guns. And you think if it's like people think of him like a mythical creature, like does he really exist? But he actually exists. And the whole series, the whole show, basically all the episodes from 1 to 7, it's crazy, and it's like gun shooting, love and drama, and Joe bases Carol Baskin. It's just a whole dramatic scene. But suicides, yeah, that one was crazy.
Yeah, that sure was.
But so what do you think about it, man? What do you think about Jesus?
Well, like I told y'all, I just saw it because Kim Kardashian tweeted about it, and I was like, well, I guess it's somewhat interesting because she tweeted about it. But I was thinking it was about tigers, and it is, like you mentioned, but I was like, okay, it was kind of all over the place. Like, I felt like it didn't have like a plot or whatever, so it was just like with Carol and then the freaking Tiger King and then killings, but... And I guess if I had to rate it, I'd give it like, 6 out of 10? I mean, there was nothing better to watch
come on,
anyway,
man.
so... I mean, I'm just being honest.
I give it like Rotten Tomatoes. I give it like a good 81%.
I don't know. 8 out of 10.
Because it kept me on my
probably
toes,
good.
dude. Like I was like, what's gonna happen next? Like,
How many episodes does it have?
7 episodes, so you can catch up on it.
That's
It's like
right.
45 minutes.
But I mean, honestly, if it wasn't during the quarantine, you think you would have watched it? Honestly,
Nah.
I think it was strategically done by Netflix.
I think so too.
I mean, I think there might have been some strategy behind it, but just thinking about how crazy what really happened, you know, it was really crazy. It catches your attention, dude. You know, I don't know. I think if you were to really pay attention to the details, because this happened when? When did this happen? Like
What?
when this actually happened?
That
Like
quarantine?
2018, 17?
When it got what?
Like when this actually happened? Like
like Corona?
no, bro, the Tiger King.
I don't know because it was so distracting.
I think like the latest year I remember was like 2013. I think they mentioned it on there. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure we can look it up.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, he was in it. Yeah.
He visited the.
Yeah, he visited,
He
yeah.
visited the park or something like that.
Yeah.
But okay, going back to your question, I think just around the craziness that it involved, I do think I would have watched it. I mean, I'm not the best at watching series or whatever, but that's one that I would have turned on like late at night. Like, all right, let me see like some 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, but would you have finished it if it wasn't during the quarantine?
Probably it would probably take me a while, but it would definitely be on my watch
Dude,
list.
for me, when I
At
watched
least a
it,
year.
when I watched
At least a
the
year.
first episode, I had to
Yeah.
finish it, dude. Like,
And not
no
only
matter
that-
no matter what it is, if it's like a bad show, I have to watch it to the very end.
But would you say that's how you are? Because that's how I am. Like if I start watching something, I'm gonna finish it,
Yeah,
even
I
if
binge
it's
watch
boring.
it, dude,
Yeah.
but I binge watch it.
Nah, it took me like 3 or 4 days.
It took me 2 days, man, but because of the whole quarantine.
Yeah.
It'll take me
My 2
weeks,
days off,
but I'll do it.
Yeah.
Also because of the memes. I want
Yeah,
to
there's a lot
be on top of the
Cardi B
memes.
started a GoFundMe for that person for
They did.
Carabaskin? No,
Yeah.
for not Carabaskin.
No,
for
for
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
To get off
Cardi
of
B,
jail-
right?
To get out of jail.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
So when is
course
he
you
in
would.
jail? You don't know.
For 22 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
So right now he's like 54, I think.
So
from what I remember.
74. around
54, so add 54 to 22.
For what?
74.
54 plus 22.
24.
He just gave you the answer.
70. 76.
I wasn't
Both of y'all
paying
were
attention to
wrong.
what you were saying, bro. I'm
Both of
sorry.
y'all were wrong.
Oh wait, you said 22 years.
Yeah.
Right? I thought you said 20. My bad. my
No.
bad.
I mean, can he
Oh, yeah,
get
he's
killed
right, he's right.
while in jail?
Wait, what was the right answer?
76, brother.
76, yeah.
So he'll still be alive, I mean. He'll still
Yeah,
be
but
alive.
he'll be
and
really
kicking.
old.
Yeah, he's gonna be really old.
He'll probably be still kicking it, out there.
Let's just
I don't-
say
Okay.
You want to have another
I have a
Zoom?
question. Does he have AIDS?
Let me tell you something about that one. So his first husband, he was younger, and he was a security guard for I'm talking about Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Joe Exotic was a security guard for a gay bar, and so he met his first husband. So his first husband died of HIV
Oh
Oh,
wow.
crap.
in 2001. It wasn't talked about in Tiger King, but this is what actually happened. And so when I was like, died in HIV, so does that mean that Joe Exotic has HIV?
Yeah.
And does that mean that his husbands later on look like that
Yeah.
they have like HIV? You know what I'm saying? Because some
Yeah,
of
I
them losing
feel
their
you, I
teeth
feel
and all that. And like, but nothing like that. I don't think they had HIV.
Okay,
I just know they were so much into heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. They were.
Heroin was a big thing over there.
But do you really think they were all gay, or did they just?
Okay. Apparently,
Because I saw. that,
apparently, two of the husbands
Travis
that
and
yeah,
another.
they're actually not gay. They're actually straight, but I don't see how that works out.
I think that was on
because-
the 7th episode, the last episode.
Yeah.
Or the 6th, second to last episode was like, they're not actually gay. Travis was basically messing around with all the women, all the workers that were there, and then
Oh yeah, I saw that he had like a relationship with one. of them.
and then no, not Travis, the other guy.
Oh, I got me.
What's his name? John Finley. John Finley.
oh,
I have to search up the
yeah.
name, dude. That's his second husband, the one that
Yeah.
that was a serious type one.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking John Finley,
Interesting.
the one with no teeth.
Yeah.
He was like standing like this and like with no
Shirtless.
shirtless with a couple tattoos, and he had like owned by Joe Exotic or something like that.
Oh
See the
yeah, bro. That was bad.
Bro, that's crazy. I would never.
And then later in the
especially
series-
not for a man.
Yeah, no, dude. And then later in the series, he covers it up after he got married with the girl from work.
No way.
And then it's I think it was a bull. He changed it to a bull.
That's funny. But apparently, I also looked this up after. But in reality, he had like 5 husbands. he didn't just have 3. Like I think I was telling Angel earlier that one of them actually committed suicide or something like that.
Yeah, which was
he
Travis.
died.
Yeah.
And then one of them actually is in jail for murder, and he's in jail for life. But I think anyway, in total he had 5. 2 of them were not covered in the Netflix series. So that's just so crazy to me. This guy was, don't get me wrong, I mean nothing against gay people. He was gay, drug addict, loved exotic animals, had a mullet at this time.
Had a mullet, yeah.
Yeah, I mean at this time.
Hey, but the mullet is coming back.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
also
clearly.
true. That's also
Clearly
true.
right here, dude.
I mean, look at Red Cyrus.
I'm over here like with the mullet, dude.
So yeah, so like I totally get when people say this guy was like a mythical creature. Like, he was always carrying a gun around. Like he's just a crazy dude.
Yeah, dude. He was recording himself at times when it wasn't even big. Like, I think he wanted to be big. He wanted to be famous. Now he's famous, but he's in jail right now. But,
But imagine how big you gotta believe you are to be like, okay, I'm just gonna record myself doing random stuff.
Wait, I got something for y'all.
Go
Y'all
ahead,
remember whenever, I think it was Walmart that donated all that food to them? And then he started making pizzas out of that?
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that?
I feel like some restaurants already been doing that the whole time, dude.
Yeah, but you don't know about it. So.
Bro, I feel like that pizza is better than the pizza that they sell at the hospitals, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, but that's hospital
I feel
food, bro.
hospital
Yeah.
food, like elementary food.
Anything
like
is
those-
better than frozen pizzas, dude.
Yeah, dude. DiGiorno, you ever tasted DiGiorno?
That's pretty good.
Well, I think this is the same. I think it will be the same flavor.
But
Expired meat, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, some of it wasn't
but-
expired. Did y'all hear how it works? Like, basically, let's say you get this freaking pack of ribeyes, right? And then you're like, I don't want it. Then they gotta throw it out, but that doesn't mean it's expired.
Dude, some of the workers ate that food, dude. Remember?
Yeah, I saw that. They were like freaking
They're like,
vultures.
hey, this looks kind of good.
Yeah.
I can make something out of this.
Just looks a tad green.
Looks a tad green, but it looks pretty good for my family.
Yeah.
Oh my
dude.
god.
But I wouldn't have ate that pizza. Imagine the people that ate it and saw that thing now. That's gross, bro.
Yeah.
But the restaurant looked nice though. They had like little drink section and stuff like that. But that was after when Jeff, what's his name? That guy Jeff Lowe.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the guy from that got messed up in Vegas.
Yeah. He was rich supposedly.
He was rich supposedly.
Had a
trying to help out.
Ferrari and then,
Who messed up Joe? At the end of the day, he looked more of a villain at the end of the day.
He did.
Yeah.
Jeff Lowe. I don't know how he's not in jail right now.
I know, especially that other dude, the hitman. I forgot his name.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the bald dude.
Yeah, the bald dude.
Well,
I
I
can't believe
I
he's
think
not
the
in
reason
jail
why he's
either.
not in jail is because he actually cooperated with the with the
I
law.
think he had
So
like a freaking.
I'm pretty sure he worked something out.
Yeah.
You know.
With that fat guy with the jet ski. What's his name? I forgot his
The
name.
dude that had the strip clubs.
Yeah, the guy that owns
I
a bunch of
forgot
clubs
his
and
name,
stuff.
but that dude looked funny. He like funny.
It was like slow motion on the jet ski.
Yeah.
Well,
He
that
had
guy
some
should be
funny
in jail
hair.
too.
Yeah.
That guy too.
Yeah, he should.
But okay, so the question is, do you think Joe Exotic should still be in jail? I know you're not gonna answer that, but do you think Joe Exotic should be
I don't
still?
think he should be in jail because he didn't kill her. And I feel like there wasn't enough evidence to frame him that he did.
You know what messed him up though?
Go ahead.
Whenever he replied to those messages about, hey, I got this the serial killer, not serial killer, but the hitman,
Oh yeah.
and about like a good $4,000 for him.
Yeah.
Would you like to? And then he kept texting him like, yeah, man, like 4,000. No.
Yeah, but I mean, he also did he did and said a lot of crazy things, and he actually didn't do them. So that was just his personality. At least that's what I think. So
Okay, that's one way to talk about it. But I do think this guy literally recorded himself saying, "I want to kill
yeah,
He
this
did.
lady,"
That's
like
what made him look bad too.
100, 1,000 times. Even like his employee said it. He at least said it 100 times a day.
So the
So, like-
defendants took that video and a bunch of videos and those text messages and the whole selling of the tigers and it gets all bundled up, because you know how ¿cómo se llama? What's his name? His second husband basically was one of the people that basically attacked him. Like, hey, he did shoot one of the tigers, 2 tigers or 3 tigers.
Yeah.
Like right on the head, like on the dome. And another worker that worked with them, the guy with the blonde hair, I guess, with the glasses. I never thought that guy would like talk smack to him, but he did. Like it was like, yeah, he did shoot them tigers. So that messed him up too.
Yeah.
So it's basically like that screwed him up all the whole thing.
I think by simply selling those animals, you're already in big trouble.
So would y'all have those animals? Have y'all could?
Okay, my honest
least
opinion,
one.
I think they're so cool or whatever, but those animals are not meant to be.
They're
You know,
expensive.
okay. First of all, if you really think about it, they're not. If you get them as a baby, they're like what, $2,000 each.
2,000.
No, but I mean to
4,000,
maintain them.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm
Okay,
saying,
to maintain them, it does
yeah.
become
Whenever they're
expensive.
big cats, it's
Okay, but leave the maintenance outside, right? What I'm worried about is that these animals are meant to freaking like kill
Yeah.
people, things, anything, dude. I mean, these guys are literally in cages waiting all day for like I don't know, she's laughing on my ear. I'm like, but anyway,
She's laughing at you.
Oh.
no, but I mean,
Catching on, dude.
honestly, like they do say it's a ticking time bomb, and I believe they're right. You know, there's I mean, you can have a dog, you can have a cat or whatever, but like one of these exotic animals, these things are meant to kill. These guys are carnivores. You know, they're meant for this.
I,
So
mean, I feel like they could easily jump a fence.
I was
They
watching.
wanted to, so.
yeah,
I was seeing this article where Mike Tyson was like, it's a bad idea. Like, you know how in the 90s he owned like 2 tigers or whatever. Like ever since he was baby, he was like, nah, I wouldn't recommend it. Like legit, one accident or like they're trying to play around, they could literally kill you. Like one bite like that. That's it. Like you're done.
Yeah, well, like one of those tigers got wild in the series, and that girl, I forgot the girl's name, and then she was like, get out.
Oh, get out.
And then they like sprayed him with the water hose or.
Jeff Lowe.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I thought he was gonna attack him.
Yeah, but for some reason I didn't attack him.
Yeah.
Or whenever Joe Exotic had they say that they put some perfume on his boots. Remember that
Yeah.
part? And then the tiger started to start messing around with the boot.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, they thought they were aiming at killing him, but it was really him. Like it was his bad times whenever he was like dwindling down.
yeah.
But to me, I think Joe Exotic. I think he should stay in jail, but like not 22 years. I would say like a good 4 years, 5 years.
I mean, he's already old.
He didn't kill nobody. That's the thing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's trying to renew his life, dude. Like with that one dude, Dylan. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
But
The guy that he met in Tinder.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
or I don't know. I think it was Tinder.
I think I do think he should be in jail. I don't think he should be there that long. Because I mean, also, are we gonna wait for him to kill somebody when we know he's been planning this thing for like quite a while now? Do we really have to wait for it to happen?
I think it was Jeff Lowe, bro.
You know?
The one that
I think they set him up, honestly.
Because you remember he picked up that guy that was the hitman. It was his worker. It wasn't Joe Exotic's worker.
Okay.
It was Jeff Lowe's worker.
I do think Jeff Lowe needs to be in jail because just like drug dealing. So like let's take drug dealing into an account. So like let's say you want to buy drugs, right? I don't necessarily sell the drugs, but I know somebody that does. If I tell you that he sells drugs, I'm also in trouble with the law.
Yeah,
The law will still come after me even though I am not selling the drugs.
Yeah.
I think they should apply the same the same thing to that. I'm not going to be the hitman, but hey, I know this guy is a hitman.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I think this should apply the same theory.
Well, also, if y'all remember in the show when he was in jail, and then the judge was like, "You got to stay out of trouble for like a year or something."
Like
or
a
you're gonna go to
probation?
jail." Yeah,
Like he had probation.
and he was in trouble before the year ended, so he should have gone to jail.
Yeah.
So I don't see why he's.
So yeah, I don't think he is gonna get. I think he should be in jail. He's not gonna get out of it. He should be in jail. Now 22 years does sound a little bit excessive.
It does sound excessive.
It is excessive.
Especially
So
for his age, like what is he gonna
taking
do
into
at
consideration his age, yeah.
I felt at that time when I was watching the series, I felt like I was all with Joe Exotic, but then what happened with one of his husbands? Remember when that guy killed himself?
Yeah, Travis, right?
Travis killed himself like in front of one of the workers.
That was crazy.
And and you could even see, you can't see him dying, but you can see him like
Yeah, like you can
the
see
sound.
him,
You can hear the sound, and then the guy's like for a good pause. And when I
Yeah.
saw that, I was like, whoa, he killed himself. But because he was doing drugs and then he was like, remember when he hit the trailer, like, man, you told Joe Exotic that I don't, because all this pressure and all this stress. But from what I was reading, like it was an accident. He wasn't really trying to kill himself. It was just like, man, this ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Well, yeah, because if you
it was unloaded or something like that. So
yeah, because he had pointed the gun at the dude that saw him die, and he was
Yeah.
like, "This is a blah 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 gun."
This is
it
empty,
doesn't-
man. This ain't gonna.
Yeah, so it was like I guess like a dummy gun or
Yeah.
something.
So
Unless he
it-
had another gun, I don't know.
So it was an accident. So it wasn't like a suicide. Like, oh man, Joe Exotic made me kill myself. It wasn't even that. But the thing that was messed up was whenever it was a funeral,
Oh yeah, that was weird.
and then he started performing in front of his mom.
Yeah.
And then the mom was like,
Yeah.
I think she's in drugs. The mom,
Yeah,
Travis's mom, was in drugs.
Yeah.
Is that his name, Travis?
Yeah, his name is Travis.
Okay, so the mom was like he couldn't believe that he's like performing and having a good time. Well,
And then the things he said too.
I mean, this should let you
I was
know.
like, yeah, why would you say that?
Yeah.
This should let you know where he stands in his own head. You know, like he thinks he's this freaking guy. I mean,
Yeah.
this person just died. You know what? I'm gonna perform.
Whenever he wanted to
Like-
become the president or the governor.
Oh yeah, the governor. He
It
ran
was
for
like
governor.
it was like Travis wanted me to be a governor or something like that. Like using his dead husband for like a to like put himself like, yeah, I mean, my dead husband wanted me to win, so you know, y'all should vote for me, you know, like cause. But it didn't work out at the end of the day. He couldn't become president. He couldn't become a governor.
He didn't become nothing.
He didn't become nothing. Yeah.
Just a prisoner.
Now a Netflix star now. I didn't know he existed before Netflix.
Yeah, true. Actually, I did. There's some like Hispanic influencer here, and she actually visited the place before.
Oh yeah.
And I had looked into it. I actually had thought about going, but I guess he was already in jail. Or does it
Yeah.
even exist anymore?
What?
The zoo or whatever you call it.
What's his name? Doc. Remember Doc?
Okay, he took over it or what?
No, Doc. No. It's the Jeff Lowe. He didn't. He took over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like somewhere else. I think in.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it was. Texas, I think it was.
Yes.
It was in Texas. It was in Texas.
Something like that. Yeah.
Cerquitas de Rio Grande.
Wait, did y'all catch when Intocable came out on there?
No, I didn't
No.
catch that.
Yeah,
no.
when he shows the plays, and then I guess they were gonna perform there, and it was funny.
What? For real?
Yeah. Y'all should go back and check it out. I started laughing.
They're culprits too.
Yeah, right.
But remember Doc? Remember Doc,
Yeah.
the high maintenance guy,
Yeah.
the like he's above everybody. Like he owns the same amount as Tigers, like Joe Exotic, but he's like way more advanced.
Yeah.
Remember that? But then what messed me up was he had like 7-8 girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they all live like in the same little
Yeah.
cluster of neighborhoods.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like-
What do y'all think about that? What is y'all's
That's
opinion
weird,
on
bro.
that?
How do you keep up?
What it was it? Bhagavan,
Okay,
which
look-
means God or something like
Oh,
that.
Yeah, it means like
That was
almighty
trippy,
or
dude.
all knowing or
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
All knowing, and they call him. I don't know.
Hey, it's cool though riding
Okay.
an elephant in the neighborhood.
That is
Yeah.
really
What's
cool,
up,
bro.
guys?
I think
Yeah.
anybody that posts up to me riding an elephant, bro, already has my respect. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
this guy's up to something. But
But that's weird.
I do think that was hella weird, dude.
Yeah.
That was
Especially like I'm married. I know y'all aren't married, and how
Oh,
do you
you're married then?
how do you even deal with 7 wives or girlfriends or whatever they are? You know.
okay. That's true.
I was
But-
watching a podcast by Theo Von. I'm not sure if you ever heard of Theo Von, but Theo Von, I think that's how you say it. But he invited the doc, and he was like, they just basically put my son's wife, and they put like my granddaughters in there to make it seem like I
Was
have
this before the show or
after the show. After the show.
Huh.
But I think he's defending himself. I think he
I
actually.
think
had
he's
all this-
defending himself because I also heard that. Well, I think they do talk about it in the show that this guy pretty much like if he would try to hire attractive young girls, right?
Yeah.
And some of these like how he would call himself the all-knowing or whatever. What he would do is I honestly call this manipulation. He was manipulating these younger girls into like having sex with them, you know.
Well,
And
that girl was saying one of the past workers was
Oh,
from
yeah.
1999 to 2008 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
something. I mean, they only got paid $100 a week. What do you do?
bro,
with that?
Dude,
that's
so
nothing.
bad.
That's
That's nothing.
nothing.
But it's worse than Carol Baskin though.
Yeah.
How many-
Oh,
They,
yeah,
they're
they work for
volunteering.
free.
They're doing
yeah.
it for free, dude.
How do y'all feel about that? Like, is she really trying to save them, or is it just making money? Like,
Dude,
I
like
think
how-
she's just making money.
Like how Joe Exotic said, and the dog says it. They only have 14 big cats. They don't have like 250. Like,
Yeah.
and they have them like in low, small cages.
Yeah, I
like.
saw that.
Yep.
And I mean,
So it's like, I don't think the way she's saying it. Yeah, hello, cats and kittens or something like that.
Yeah,
How are you?
yeah.
Hello, cats and kittens. But
Yeah.
I think she only has 14 cats, and like I think she's really just covering it all up. Like, I think she's doing the same thing as what Joe Exotic is doing, but just less.
so how do y'all feel about the animals being there? Because her whole thing was like, oh, we don't want the animals in captivity, but she has them in captivity. So what's the point?
That's
Like,
what I'm
what?
saying too.
Yeah,
I think she's
a
I think
hypocrite,
she's
bro.
wrong.
Yeah,
I think
'cause I mean-
she's just biting her own tongue, you know.
Exactly. So, and I mean, technically, if they're rescues, they rescued them from captivity. So you can't release an animal that was in captivity to the wild; they're gonna die.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's also
so
true.
how do you? That doesn't really
Yeah, it doesn't make sense,
to me.
man. That's why people want Carol Baskin in jail.
Yeah,
That's because
And they even reopened the case up again. But I think she was doing the same thing that he was doing, except she was just smarter.
Yeah,
she was just smarter about it. You know, she wasn't flashy. She wasn't over there. She used, you know, a certain propaganda where like it hits your feelings. Like, hey, you know, like help me help these animals out, whatever.
And I mean, maybe she was just more educated.
Yeah, she did it in a smarter way, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and I mean, her husband looked pretty, or the current husband looked pretty smart.
Oh, the current husband looks.
Yeah.
Like he's dangerous, dude. Like he's super into like the whole laws.
Did
and,
it talk about
like the whole copyright thing? Remember the whole copyright with Joe Exotic?
Yeah,
like you couldn't put that logo on there because you know it's like. And Joe Exotic got super sad after that lawsuit.
Yeah.
But do you think Carol Baskin should be in jail? That would be the last question for the whole time.
Okay. If they can really, they did reopen the case. If they can prove it or whatever, I totally think she should be, obviously, because, I mean, she killed somebody. But besides that, the whole keeping animals under captivity, making money off of them, you know, all of this, yeah, I do think she should be in jail. But the real thing that which they're going to get her for is for killing her husband. I mean, she did all these other things, but for that one thing, I think that's what's going to...
Yeah, because how does someone just vanish?
I think her husband...
Not only that, but how does someone so rich just vanish?
Yeah.
You know, somebody that has so much money, like you don't...
People, so.
You don't just... Yeah, exactly. You don't just vanish having that much money.
It's like Kanye West vanishes.
Everybody's going to know.
I don't think he can.
He's
too much of a star now.
Exactly.
That guy was not of a star.
He's not, bro, but he
could just walk around and be like...
Yeah, but Carol had the platform to get rid of him without anyone knowing. Or not.
You put him in the grinder, dude. The meat grinder.
Think? I mean, did y'all see there was like a building or something that supposedly Joe claimed that
like it was like it melts him or something like that. What's it called? The
septic tank. Yeah, we actually got one of those in Crosby. So.
Oh yeah. Who you put in there?
No, it's just water. Like yeah.
It's a septic tank.
Just over here, man.
Nah.
I'm listening. I don't know those people.
Okay, so what do you think about the show?
What show?
About this show. I mean, I know you haven't watched it, but just from what you hear from it, would you be more inclined to watch it now?
I would never watch it.
Probably, yeah. Just to see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, right? Curiosity's gonna take you there.
Yeah. Well, especially like if you bring in like animal rights and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the animal.
PETA. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, because PETA was in
But
there.
the memes, even though I haven't seen it, the memes, like, somehow they make me mad.
See what I mean? Something about
Yeah,
that.
the memes, bro. That's what made me watch it too.
Yeah.
Probably watch it because of the memes.
But I also do think that the whole staying at home thing, it also has an impact on it.
Did an impact.
Yeah.
So talking presently, the sheriff of Tampa, what's his name? Let me find him right here. I think his name was, let's see, Sheriff Cronister. So Sheriff Cronister, he was the one that wants Carol Baskin to go to jail. So he's trying to find. He actually told, I think it was yesterday. He actually told people in Tampa, whoever, to give him any tips or ideas of who killed her husband, like her second husband, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that's what he's trying to do. And so that same sheriff, we're gonna go to the next subject. That same sheriff from Tampa is the same sheriff that put to jail ¿cómo se llama?
The pastor?
The pastor.
Oh,
the
really?
pastor. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So that
I'm
same
guessing he
sheriff.
loves his job.
Sheriff Cronister. And he put Howard Brown, the pastor of the River Church, I think it's called.
River Church? Yeah.
I think it's called the River Church in Tampa Bay, to jail with a $500 bail. And he, it was easy. $500 bail, just got out. But what do you think about that, man? A pastor going to jail because of the county saying, yo, you should do safe. You should stay inside your house. Don't do an assembly. Don't go to a church or whatever. What do y'all think?
All right.
So who was first?
You can go first, bro.
You want to go first? Yeah.
Well, so as we were saying about an hour ago,
You're
he's
about
a
to
leader.
rap.
Yeah, so I think pastors have like a huge responsibility, especially when it comes to obeying the laws and the government. So I think he did wrong in a way because it's a mega church, right?
It's a mega church.
So I see the difference between a small church and a mega church. If you have a mega church, like you have tons of people coming in every Sunday service or whatever, so he needed to have more control over the amount of people that he was allowing to come in, right? But I also don't think that it was fair for him to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe just like a warning or something. But I also understand like the situation.
But did you know that the sheriff was trying to? He told them twice. He told them twice, like, hey, don't do a congregation because of the order. Don't do the congregation. He told them twice, like, don't do it.
Did the pastor say the reason why he was still doing church? Like, why he was still opening the doors?
So he was saying he had like precautions. Like he basically opened the church, right? He had 2 services on Sunday, and he still went forward with it. He had about 500 people to go to that church every single service, and each of them were separated like 6 foot apart. So they weren't like back to back, like they weren't like close to close. And then he also paid a bunch of money just for the air quality of the church. So he was saying, and I was watching his online services or whatever. He was saying after he got out of jail, he was saying that if you sneeze or you cough or whatever, it catches it just like that. So he's saying it was like that. He paid that much.
That rigorous.
Yeah, that rigorous for it to be like super clean. So he had all these things, and like he says, he didn't force anybody to go, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
So what do you guys think about it?
You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Well, like
Par
I
de
said,
León.
Now,
I mean, I don't think it was a bad idea, but I just don't think it was the smartest thing to do. And to some extent, it was actually kind of ignorant because you're exposing. You said 500 people, so think about it.
500
If you have to be like 6 feet apart, so that
6
you
feet
need
apart.
like 3,000 feet in order to keep those people 6 feet apart. I mean, do you really think the church was that big to keep them that?
it is a mega church.
I mean,
So
have you seen,
I don't.
like Lakewood?
I mean, I know Lakewood is huge.
Lakewood is huge.
I
But
think
for
that's-
example, Lakewood
Lakewood is the biggest church.
Yeah,
From what
I know it is, but Lakewood, they closed it. They just do it online services. Cause,
They're actually the first ones.
yeah, I mean, they're always getting backlash for everything.
I know.
So imagine if they would have left it open, imagine what they would have done.
He got backlash, dude, because he was the first ones, and I was like, oh, come on, dude. And then every church followed.
But it's funny because at first they were,
Ever since Harvey, dude.
yeah, ever since Harvey, they
Harvey.
were shaming them for not opening the doors of the church, and now they're framing them for closing the doors to the church. It's
Yeah.
like, what? I mean, people aren't gonna be happy anyways, but I think you have to be self-conscious. You know, you have a big platform if it's a mega church, and I just think he should have been a little bit more smart about it and just done it online. Especially now that we're in 2020. There's tons of resources out there to get people to be at church virtually.
Like so many churches do it. Like our church is doing like the online services.
I mean, I'm sure mega churches, they do it online all the time anyway, so it's not like something new to them. They're already doing it. For example, Lakewood, they always have their sermons online.
And the smaller churches are doing it too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I thought they would still kind of keep going because they only have like less than 100 members.
Yeah.
But they still,
Yeah. I don't know. You guys stole my lines already. So, no, I'm kidding. I go back to what I said at the beginning, that as a pastor, he has a huge responsibility on his shoulders, right? And one of these, is to know that he has followers. Yeah, he didn't never force anybody. He never told anybody, hey, you have to be here next Sunday, whatever, right? But still, he should know that the followers he has, if he's the, I'm going to call him director of a mega church. Yeah, because really, at the end of the day, that's what he is. He's the director of a mega church. He knows people are going to attend. I think it was his responsibility to say, hey, you know what, guys? I don't think it's the safest thing to do here. It's for your own good and for my own good. Let's just have it online, like you said. There's churches already doing this. I'm pretty sure he was already doing this, And like I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure if he was to have it online through whatever platform he wants, and he was to put a link, hey, guys, we just churches, wrapping it up or whatever, can y'all please donate to this link? I bet you people would still donate. So I don't think he would necessarily lose money. He probably would have saved money without having to do that quality control with the air or that whole thing. He doesn't have to do that. He could have just done it all online. I do think it was irresponsible of his part to even consider keeping the church open. But
you want me to add something? So this is what the sheriff said before he went to jail and stuff, or after he went to jail. But he said this. He's talking about the pastor from the church. He says, his reckless disregard for human life put hundreds of people in his congregation at risk and thousands of residents who may interact with them this week in danger. The big part what I saw is his reckless disregard for human life.
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of it's kind of crazy for me when I see that when they talk about a certain any pastor is reckless. What is this? Disregard for human life, and that's kind of like a tarnish, I could say. A worldview. Like whenever somebody sees that, it's like, wow, okay, so he doesn't care about that. But I feel like he says that, but at the end of the day, I don't think he was like, careless. Like I said, he had precautions. Like he had, the whole air thing, and he will clean like the carpets like 100%. He said like 100% the carpets are clean, the chairs are clean. He wasn't a dumb pastor. Like it was like, nah, I'm gonna just bring him. I don't care whatever. That he did his best in order for the service to keep going. When we talk about service, like person-to-person service, like not online services and stuff like that.
Do you think it would have made a difference if we would have had it outside?
Like where outside, like where?
Like
gathering
outside.
the people outside.
Yeah.
Out in the open. I don't know.
I think that would have been
worse.
worse.
Some churches are doing the drive-in services, so they take their cars and they do worship and like at the parking lot.
I mean,
I did see that.
Those?
I seen that.
Have you
I think that's
to
pretty
the
dope.
drive-in movie theater here?
Yes, I have.
All right,
It's
so
whack. I don't like it.
I mean it's all right, but it's still open right now.
I'm so sorry, Showboat, right? Showboat driving.
Showboat, yeah. So it's still
$6
open right
by
now,
the way.
and I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of cool because you don't expose yourself to other people.
It's closed though.
People that are here. Oh well,
Yeah,
I think it's closed now, but
Yeah.
like I think like last week or 2
was
weeks ago,
open,
it was
yeah.
open, and people were like, "Oh, it's cool that you could go to the movies now, especially with everything going on." But I mean, yeah, like I said, if it was outside, y'all think it would have made a difference?
No,
I don't think so.
Because there's like an assembly of people, so it's like basically shoulder to shoulder, whatever it is, just contact. I don't think they would like that. Yeah. But one of the things that they defended, that the pastor defended himself, I think it was a pastor's wife. He said one of the things that they defended themselves was the First Amendment, and she put it on her Instagram. I think it was on her story. And the First Amendment basically says, and I'm gonna read the First Amendment. So the people that don't know what the First Amendment says, this is what it says. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government of a redress of grievances. So what do you think about that?
Well, I don't.
Go ahead.
You sure? Okay, so I don't. When it comes to that First Amendment, I understand, but I also think that that's if you have something against the church, specifically. I feel like, maybe the mentality of a lot of pastors, we live in Houston, right? And I'm not going to say names of different churches, but a few churches here in Houston were doing the same. Like they wanted to keep gathering people, and they were saying, oh, the devil is not going to beat us. We're still going to gather.
Faith over fear, bro.
Worship. So I understand the point, but this whole thing, like this whole shutdown, lockdown, it's not even a lockdown. It's just like stay at home, whatever.
Yeah, they didn't say lockdown.
Well, it's not a lockdown here, but it's a lockdown.
Well, Florida is a lockdown. I think New York is a lockdown.
Well, they are like, oh, this is like a plan that's coming from the devil to shut down the church or whatever.
But do you really think that's the case?
Well, no, because that will be against the church specifically. Like everything.
No, but I mean, do you think that's like the devil trying to shut down?
Well, the devil's always trying to shut down the church.
Of course.
Yeah, but in this case, I feel like, from the politicians and stuff, I think they're just trying to protect the people. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the First Amendment, that's if it was the government had something against the church in specific. Everything else remains open, but the church.
Yeah.
Because like,
So
for example,
go ahead.
You sure? All right. So it's 7 of us right now, right? Imagine. I mean, I'm just giving an example. If one of us is infected.
Not me, bro.
This is us. This is not 6 feet.
How do you know?
So imagine we all get infected. So that's 7 of us that are infected. Then you go home and you have parents or wife. Then they get infected. Then if they're still working, they go to work and then they infect other people, and then so forth and so on. So from that one gathering, you could have potentially thousands of people being infected. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. I mean, you're right, man. You're right. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. I mean, like if it's an assembly, if it's like 500 people, then it can interact with their families at their house and stuff like that. It can happen.
And also,
absolutely, it can.
I don't know the demographics of that church, but I mean, as we all know, like the elderly are more exposed to it. So imagine those people.
I was watching the service, and there was absolutely there was a bunch of old people. and then there was also like not a bunch. I would say like a couple. No, but it was old people, and then there was also kids running around. I think there was a kid running around. I think I saw in the comment section that focused on that, like, hey, there's kids running around. That should be like the parents should go to jail. Like they were like basically like shaming that church. It was like, man, they're bringing old people there. They're bringing kids there, walking around like nothing. Like they should all go to jail. That's what they were saying on the comment section. I was like, damn, that's pretty rough. I mean, I wouldn't say all that, but I mean, like you said, I mean, the pasture is like a, huh?
You could kill someone right there.
You could kill somebody right there.
Little kid could kill somebody just off that little cough.
Just a little cough, and then passes on to the old man. Like you said, like coronavirus. Sometimes you don't even have symptoms. Sometimes you just show up, and you could be a young person and you don't have any symptoms, but you could legit pass it on to the person that could actually have symptoms. Either it would be a person that has asthma, has lung problems, who has prior conditions, like either
pre-existing conditions.
Cancer, and then that will add it on to it. So yeah, it's pretty dangerous. Like when I see that, at first I was like with them, and then today I'm like 50-50 with it, and like more and more I learn is like, I mean, in a sense, I feel like he did the right things. I mean, he didn't do it for attention, that's for sure. I don't think he did it for attention.
I think attention's out of the question.
Yeah, the attention's out of the question. Because that's what on the comment section, when I was reading the comment section, it was like, this pastor is just doing it for attention, because he's basically one of the few, or maybe even the only one that's going out there in like, a big congregation and doing
that's
like
the only one I've heard of.
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's one in Houston, but I didn't.
I do think. I think at the end of the day, it is very responsible on his part. I do respect the fact that he was, trying to keep it as, healthy and as you can. But regardless, I mean, if right now the government's telling us, hey, no more gatherings of 10 people. I mean, even at my job, our meetings have turned into like telecommunicating meetings, where we have to use Teams or something. And even our meetings, they're like 4 or 5 people, and...
See, but this is the thing, like, at that time, Florida didn't state a lock-in, like, hey, everybody, like, go shut down, lock down, whatever. At that time, Florida didn't do it until today.
Okay.
Today, Florida's decided to do the shutdown. And at that time, the county is the one that decided, hey, stay in or stay safe or something in order or something like that. It wasn't stay in, it was just stay safe or something like that. So it wasn't really clear.
Okay, it wasn't clear, but just like we've seen in like on our like the eastern countries, if they would have done this way before, they wouldn't be to that point. I don't think we necessarily have to wait for it to be that bad. I mean, we can start trying to fix it now. So. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Wait till the very end. Like somebody has to die. A lot of people had to die in order for it to change. Like in New York, dude, they're panicking, already, bro.
Yeah.
In New York, they're panicking.
No, don't get me wrong, because I know your standpoint with this, and I know how you were saying, like, I'm with them, or like now like I'm 50-50 now. Yeah. I don't think there's anything you can tell me that can possibly change my mind as to me saying that it was really irresponsible of his part. I respect the person. I respect him for trying to keep it as sanitary as possible. But if you think about it, at the end of the day, it was still irresponsible. Mm-hmm. He has a duty. He has a civic duty. Yeah. Especially as a pastor, somebody that has a crowd following him.
I mean, can you limit?
How we were talking earlier. Like I told you earlier, the whole Spider-Man thing. With power comes responsibility. He should have been responsible and said, you know what? I know people are going to show up to my church. I should cancel it.
Yeah.
Even the Bible says that we need to obey the laws of
the law of the land.
So.
Yeah. So to me, that First Amendment, bro.
Yeah. So
I think we can throw it out the window.
Yeah. So what I think, and after accumulating so many thoughts and stuff like that, what I think is that he could be right with the law, right? He could be right with the law, but it's super dangerous when it comes to diseases, when it comes to like contact to contact. So in a sense, it's like. In this instance,
it's a pandemic.
He could be right in the law. He could be right what he's doing, but it's bad. It's just bad. At the end of the day, it's just bad because you pass on like diseases and like contact to contact. It's something serious. Like Italy, people are dying. New York, you can see freaking videos where it's like.
They have to bring in that mobile freaking.
Yeah.
The
boat, dude.
Freaking.
People in cruises can't even go to Florida. They can't even put their feet in their land.
If you have a mega church, can you limit the amount of people that go in? Is there a way to?
I don't think so. It's like you can't tell people to stop.
But what about there's like fire marshals? I'm sure they have to have a limit. can't just have a million people.
Okay.
See, what's
yeah.
crazy
No.
about the
Everything has to
Yeah,
have.
yeah,
everything has
that's what
a capacity limit.
what the church did, he's like, I even had buses transport people to the church. So he legit had, like, he planned it out. He was like, no, I'm still proceeding with people coming, and he paid for the buses for him to come to the church and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I'm telling you, I respect what this guy did. He tried to make it as, sanitary as possible.
Yeah,
he
he
tried it. He tried his
yeah,
best,
he
and
tried
for that,
his best,
I
yeah.
respect him.
To the point he went to jail, man.
Okay,
He went all the way down to the jail. He didn't have to do that, but he did that.
Okay.
And now he's famous, dude. You wouldn't have known him until.
Yeah, that's true. No, there's no such thing as bad propaganda, bro.
I have a couple of people that I have on Instagram that go to that church actually, and they're with them. They're like supporting them all the way. It's like, yeah, church, yeah, pastor, like, I'm with you, pastor. You do you.
And this is what I mean, bro. Like, he has a responsibility knowing that he has these followers with him, right? Like.
Well, but okay, so that's in Florida, right?
Florida.
What do you guys think about what the governor here in Texas just said today?
Because the governor in Florida, he was like, got pressure so much to the point was like, you know what, I had to do the shutdown. But you were saying in Texas?
Oh yeah, so Greg Abbott, he said that he thinks that church is essential to the state of Texas and different counties like Harris County. So he wants to reopen a few churches as long as they respect the guidelines, like social distance and all that kind of thing. He already did?
Yeah, he already did. Yeah.
So what do you guys think about it?
I still don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't think it's the right.
It's not the right thing, especially when you can do this a smarter way. I mean, he just brought up that you can do it through different platforms, social platforms. I mean, okay. So, do you have to go to church?
No. You don't have to go to church. Well, you don't have to go to church.
Well, I mean, we gotta remember that we are the church.
We are the church.
Exactly.
So it doesn't have to be a building. The building is not the church. You can
Exactly.
have online services, church. Like, you don't have to be in the building.
And I mean, to some extent, that's kind of segregating the churches because imagine the small churches, if they don't have a big enough building, they're not going to have services, but the other ones are because they have more money and more
But if
capacity.
you have a smaller church, you have a smaller amount of people.
You have a
Yeah,
smaller
but
crowd.
still, you have a smaller area, and if you have, even if y'all mentioned 100 people, even if you have 100 people, and it's 6 feet, that's 600 feet that you need to.
Honestly, don't
At
think that
least.
churches
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Because it's
honestly,
square
don't think that churches will open right now at this very moment.
I don't
Just
think
because
it's the smartest thing to do. honestly.
and I feel like they think the same way. I think that they're not gonna open at this very moment because it's like still a thing where it's like the news is saying that it's gonna peak in the next 2 weeks or the next week. It's
So,
gonna peak. It's gonna go as its highest.
That's my thing that I still don't get. I'm not an expert in the medical field. So within these 2 weeks, it reaches its highest.
Its
and
highest.
That's it.
That's what he's hoping. But because of the whole stay in, lock yourself in, and states to state are doing it, I think it's gonna like go either to the equal playing field and go down, just like China or whatever. But China is a communist country. They could legit. I think I heard that they legit put people inside their houses. They force them inside the houses and just like, yo, stay in there. Don't go outside.
Yeah, but I mean, look at
Stop
China.
watching.
I think they're already getting over it.
Yeah,
So
they went to a decline. Italy still.
Well,
Iran's still.
China's getting back up, dude. All the stores are getting open, like Apple.
Yeah.
So they're returning to their jobs.
But
and
they
everything.
they could do it like drastically, like I'm saying, like they could legit force people to go inside. Right here, we have freedom. And
Yeah, exactly. We have way more freedom
Yeah.
than what they have over there. So, but at the same time, way more freedom could also be a bad thing because if we keep going out, it's never really gonna go down, you know. Yeah. And especially now that there's no cure, so if you get it, like.
Yeah, they're still figuring out vaccines.
Well,
Yeah.
I read a few articles today in the morning, and the instructions that they gave us, like stay-at-home thing, apparently it's having some good effects. Like it's decreasing the.
I mean, I saw that
Pollution.
Houston Methodist was doing like some plasma membrane thing from someone that got cured from it. They don't know if it's gonna work, but that person got cured from it. So basically, they're taking out the plasma membrane and then putting it into people that currently have it, and they're just trying to see if they'll heal.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you could do. So even if you get infected, like you just gotta be at home or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta understand that this virus is also not a very strong virus. You know, like
So
what?
it's like the flu?
Well, not necessarily. I
Without the
think the
vaccine?
flu was actually worse. But the thing is that this is unknown to us, and that's really what's becoming dangerous. You know,
But I mean,
we
also
don't know it.
Wasn't it like last year that there wasn't enough flu vaccines?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the numbers today, there's still more people even dying of HIV than they are dying of this disease. You know.
Yeah, but I feel like HIV, like
HIV was in the 90s.
Yeah, like if one of us.
Okay,
has
so
HIV,
if it happened in the
automatically
90s,
get
why is there still people dying today?
Because they don't have enough money like Magic Johnson to pay for that, the medications,
exactly.
Okay, that's another topic.
bro.
But I mean, my point, that's my point though.
Joe's honest husband died with
I mean,
HIV.
there's been worse diseases.
Oh, that's not funny.
there
dude.
has
I'm
been
sorry.
worse
That's not funny.
diseases.
It's serious.
I don't think it's as strong as flu. There has been people here that have already overcome it, but I don't know. I don't.
At the same time, it's a fairly new.
What's making it dangerous is that it's new. You know,
Yeah, so it could
we're getting to
evolve.
know it.
Dude, it's new to the point that still Walmart, Amazon, these stores are still open. Walgreens, Dollar General, these stores are still.
But I
open.
mean, that's because a Walmart has to stay open.
because
They're essential.
They're essential. Yeah, I mean that's why.
Essential.
Well, because it's apparently propagating at a fast rate.
Yeah. Well, honestly, my honest opinion about Houston and why our numbers have grown exponentially is not really the fact that we have the most, I guess, the growing infection rate. It's the fact that we actually have the resources to find out who is infected or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we are a more medically prepared city.
Yeah, because
So-
we have a bunch of hospitals.
Yeah,
We're the
exactly.
big-
So
the
my
biggest-
point is it's easier for us to figure out who has the
numbers.
virus and
Who's
who
the
doesn't.
culprit.
You know, so and it's easier for us
Dude, I don't know
to.
about y'all, dude, but if you see somebody caught, what do you think?
Well, actually,
Okay.
we went to the store a couple of days ago, and my daughter, she coughed, right? And everybody's like freaking out, and I'm like, bro, like, chill out, man, you know?
There's pictures where people are like in the grocery store and like old ladies, in the cars, they're driving.
Yeah.
They have like plastic bags over them.
Yeah, I
Like
saw
plastic
that.
bags. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
But, I mean,
you're trying to breathe in that plastic bag.
also, another thing that sucks right now is that allergy season is right now. And,
Hey, that too,
and
bro.
So how would you, like, for example, my brother, he has terrible allergies, and he coughs and sneezes, and I'm sure people's like, oh, he has COVID. But he just has allergies. But again, how do you know?
And how do you distinguish?
And yeah, exactly. And there's like a very thin line. You can't just be like, oh, do you have COVID? Even if he had it, obviously he was like, oh, yeah, I have it. You know?
Yeah.
So
Hey, yeah, man, I have it. What
yeah,
can I
do you want some?
I can share.
You don't have to go to work for 14 days if you have
Yeah.
it.
But I think, some people exaggerate. But I don't blame them because
Yeah.
I don't want to die. Obviously, they don't want to die either. But I guess that the allergy season thing kind of merged with that, and now you don't know.
See,
It's just the fear behind it.
Yeah, the
And
fear
it's
behind
just the fear that, and also I do have to say that I think social media has
lot of impact.
a lot of
Well, I think
impact.
the media in
Not even
general,
media in
that's-
general.
yeah.
The
Fake
news,
news, bro.
the news are overblowing this, and it's causing panic.
It is causing.
I
But
think
do you
they
think
just
it's-
give you half truths.
What's up?
They just give you like half the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the part that's gonna
bro.
catch the attention.
Yeah,
That's-
like for example, there was that one guy. I think he was he was like 17 or something, and he died. He was from LA,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah.
But they didn't talk about his pre-existing conditions.
Yep.
He had asthma or something like that.
Yeah, so imagine and then that just gets everyone's attention. Like, oh, someone died, but they didn't go into depth.
Yeah, I think most of the people that have died have pre-existing conditions are very young or very old.
Yeah.
So
That's what they're saying.
and that's what they're saying. That's why that's also why I do think, and my bad for going back to this topic, but the whole church thing, I'm gonna go to church and everything, and I'm gonna be okay. I might carry it, I might transmit it to somebody else, but I'm gonna be okay because my immune system is well prepared for it. But what if I take it to my grandma? That she already has pre-existing
She's gonna
conditions.
hate you.
Yeah, first of all, she's gonna hate me. She doesn't already, but
She loves me regardless.
no,
Regardless
no,
of
but yeah,
anything,
you know what I'm saying.
She's
Like
in the morning.
other people are not as prepared as we are, and like we might not know it, but I'm taking it to somebody whose immune system can't handle it.
But also Houston, as y'all know, there's a lot of Hispanics, and y'all know Hispanics are the last people to be like, oh, social distancing.
They are
So I
not-
think that plays a big factor too.
La raza.
It does, yeah.
Pura
I agree.
raza, compadre.
Yeah. So, oh, damn.
Our camera guy fell.
He has COVID.
He passed out on us. Take it to the hospital.
You just died.
But I really do think that's a big factor too, because like I said, we have a lot of Hispanics, and Hispanics, they don't usually follow like for example today, it's one of my aunt's birthdays, and they had a party, bro. I'm like, really? The only reason I didn't go was because I already told them I was gonna be here, and also because, like I said, my wife is about to give birth. I'm not gonna expose her and my baby for a party. Thank you.
Congrats.
So yeah. So I think people gotta be more mindful
Of your son?
No. Everyone around them. Because, like I said, you know, if one of us gets infected, you go home, you infect them, and then so forth and so on. And I mean, it's different. Like, he brought up HIV. You know, if you have HIV, what was your fault? You know what you were doing. But COVID is like...
People still don't use...
Yeah, protection, you know?
Yeah. So, well, we don't have any. No, okay. Like we're talking about COVID. We're talking about COVID. Nothing with religion. No, I'm kidding.
But
So what do y'all think? Because this is a new thing about today, and it's Hidalgo. You ever heard of Hidalgo? The lady,
lawyer lady.
The lawyer lady. I think she's a judge.
Yeah,
judge
she's
for
a judge. Yeah, she's not a lawyer.
County
Yeah.
judge. I think she's
Pretty
a county
important.
judge, and so she decided. With the sentence of Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, she decided to release 1,000
inmates. Yeah,
inmates,
non-dangerous.
non-dangerous inmates, just because of the whole COVID-19. What do you think about
I
that?
don't think that's a good idea.
Well, I think so because imagine, like, you know, with immigration and all that, there's a lot of people that got benefited from that could have possibly gotten deported. And I mean, they're not. No, I mean it's true.
It's true. You laugh, but it's a fact.
Yeah,
it matters.
They're not dangerous criminals. You know, they're just out here to make ends meet. So.
But I always say this: out of the 1,000, there has to be at least 4 of them that are, bad. Like at least 4.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they have some kind of like.
And I'm sure they did some type of background check, bro. I mean, it was like.
They're not gonna release criminal rapists.
No. I think what happened is that I don't think they released it in the news, but I feel like they have somebody with COVID, and they had I think probably like 20 people with COVID already because of that, and so they were like, "Oh, it's about to be a big thing."
Okay, and this would also be another way to create space within the prison. You let I don't know how many people you said they let go. 1,000 people.
Yeah.
You think that 2 people per cell. I don't know. I've never been to jail, but I'm saying like now you have 500 cells open where you can better spread people.
But at the same time, how did those people get COVID if they can't go out?
The prison guards, because the prison guards also got COVID.
The Mayor Turner.
What are you talking about, like the jail?
Yeah.
Like dark areas, they actually all get together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they don't have any, or I guess visitors.
There would be visitors or even the detention officers.
Even the vending machine guy could even pass it on.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. El Chapo is really safe right now. He ain't getting.
Oh, yeah.
So
I saw that meme.
People were probably laughing at him, and now he's laughing at us. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw. I think it was a big deal in Mexico, where the president of Mexico shook. I think it was the Chapo's mom, and like legit like shaking her hand.
Well, that lady's old, bro. So
it was like, what are you doing? But it was a big deal.
I thought you were gonna talk about how the AMLO was kissing kids.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
that was not
He
smart.
was like-
But in Mexico, he didn't even like. I think in Mexico it was like super lenient. Like it was like, hey, you could just hug. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just.
Well, the number of cases is under 500 people. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they're like separate pueblos. Though it's like you have to drive for a certain. Like, you gotta drive.
Tampoco.
Okay,
It's not that under.
I was defending Mexico,
from,
bro.
but
I was defending Mexico, but okay.
But also something that I found really, I guess, peculiar was that, like Central American countries, they don't have that many cases, and you would think that they do because they're third world.
Okay. Just wait on that one. I believe.
There's less.
Hold on, paper rock scissors. I'm not gonna paper rock scissors. Anyway.
You're gonna lose.
No, but again, it goes back to the whole point that why we are figuring out how many cases we have here in Houston. It's because we have the resources. Now, when this goes to Guatemala, when this goes to more southern countries, less developed, less resources, I think that there's where the real damage is going to happen. Because one, they don't have the resources to even test to find out who has it.
Yeah, but what if their immune systems are stronger than ours? Because
how would you know that?
Because they used to. They used to eat dirt when they were kids.
Yeah, or like dirty water. I mean,
I don't know about all of that.
No. Honestly,
I was there.
So
I was one of them.
So this is what I heard from them. Apparently, 2 presidents. I forget the name of the countries, but I think it was Salvador and Guatemala, the presidents of both countries.
They had corona.
No, I agreed on having both countries doing prayer like intensively.
Oh,
so yeah.
Salvador and what else?
I think I heard Salvador, like the guy, the president, he's being real precautious with all of this, and
I
he's
saw
actually
that.
taking like super like, he's being super proactive about this. So
Yeah.
we could probably do more research.
Like
on
they
him and see
reacted
what he's
real
doing.
quick, but they also say, hey, you know what? Let's unite both countries and pray together, and they are the ones that have the least amount of cases.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did bring up a good point. Maybe because they don't know they don't have the resources to test.
To me, I feel like, in my opinion, I think that's gonna be a determining factor here. One, they don't have the resources. You know, once they do have the resources, and now let's say 100,000 people are infected at the same time, like it's happening here, you think they're gonna have the hospitals to
Yeah, but at
host
the
all those
same
people?
time, then the media comes in again, and maybe.
I'm not sure if you know this, but they stopped the border in Mexico from the United States.
yeah.
They stopped
Yeah.
it. So they
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was just
For like a week or what?
like by land. So you
Oh,
could,
by
you
land.
could
So
still
you could
fly
fly on a
here.
plane?
Yeah.
Wait. So if you're in Mexico, you can come from Mexico to the
You have to be like a U.S. citizen.
A U.S.
or
citizen,
a US
and
resident,
even
yeah.
then, I think they're taking it just like crossing any borders. You have to be on quarantine.
Yeah, because you have
Like for 14 days.
I know Texas is doing it from certain states.
From
I can
Louisiana.
imagine- yeah, from
Louisiana is
Like,
doing
I have
it.
a buddy of mine that works out in Louisiana, and I mean I haven't talked to him, but I'm assuming he had to do something like that. So
It looks like you're
No,
lying.
No, they
No, but I did
they are
see-
doing
there
it.
was other states. There was-
People
I know
coming in from
Florida,
Louisiana.
and there was like a good 10 states.
California.
So
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure,
Actually,
yeah.
California. Actually, I have a buddy of mine that I sell shoes to, and he actually came up positive, and he was actually in California. I mean, he's doing fine now, but that's scary because I never thought I was gonna meet or know someone that I mean I already met.
That had COVID. That has COVID.
Yeah, but I mean he's doing fine, but he's young. He's like probably
35.
like younger, probably like in his 30s, like early 30s, 32 maybe around there. But yeah, like I was saying, man, I lost my train of thought. What the hell?
Where you going, dude?
You were
Bring
gonna
it
talk
back,
about
dude.
your
Bring
age.
it back. Bring it back.
Oh no!
Bring it-
But
bring
whenever
it back.
I said something about him, man, I don't know. I forgot, guys. My bad.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's all good, man.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
Just put that
Yeah,
in
I'm kind of
there.
hungry too.
Hey, y'all wanna
No.
go get wings? Oh, never mind. Everything's closed.
Well,
We can
and
order to go.
To end this, I'm just gonna say this that I'm like super thankful because like I think all of us are like we don't have any COVID. We don't have COVID.
good, bro.
I
It's
think
God's
I'm-
favor,
I think
dude.
God- It's God's favor, yeah. So I'm thankful for it. I'm just thankful for God for you know keeping us safe because like other places like Italy, like I said, Italy, Iran, they have it harsh, man. Like if you've seen videos, even ICU units, they have to like bring other beds from different areas, different countries, from Germany, whatever, to help out these places, man. It's horrible, man. It's a horrible thing that we're going through the world. But honestly, yeah, just keep praying that they get better and same thing with the United States. It's something new to us, man. Something that you said till
1918.
1918
About
with the
a century
Spanish.
ago.
What was it?
The Spanish flu?
Yeah,
Well, that
ever since
lasted
then.
about 3 years, but
Yeah.
because, healthcare was
But just
well developed.
we have better technology now. So I mean, countries they're helping each other out. Like United States is trying to help China, and China's trying to help the United States, or Russia's trying to. From what I saw, there was an article where Russia is actually helping out the United States, sending like freaking ventilators and stuff like that to the
But I
United
mean,
States.
even polio, like
Polio
it came
was
out-
bad.
Yeah, it came out in the 1950s. They didn't find a vaccine until 1955.
Even the president died because of
Yeah, so imagine it was 5 years that it took to get a vaccine. So imagine all those people that died.
from polio, man.
And that was, you could say it was not too long ago. It was like 70 years ago approximately.
But people couldn't walk because of polio. Like people.
Yeah, I remember doing a project on it in high school, and it was crazy.
You still remember?
Yeah, Mr. Taylor's class.
I heard he got kicked out.
Shout out to Mr. Taylor.
That old man out there.
But, yeah.
Any closing statements? You have any closing statements, Carlos?
Yeah, real quick. Well, coming at from a Christian perspective, if God
Non-denominational or
what?
Lutheran or no?
non-denominational, read the book from C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity. Pretty good book. So
I heard that people read that book.
if God has allowed you to live during this time, it's not for you to suffer, but He's got something big for you. So just bring Jesus to people's lives, the people that need hope, and everything's gonna be fine.
Yep. I did hear that a lot of people are using this time to get closer to God, and they have like a lot of time to like read the Bible.
Which is what we needed.
Yeah, which is what people needed, really.
Well,
What about you? What about you, Jesus?
I agree. I mean, it's pretty cool talking about it and getting y'all's point of views. And yeah, I mean, eventually we'll get over it. It's not going to last forever, but I do think it's up to the person and the individuals to be more precautious and responsible. And I mean, even for me, like I told you, my wife is supposed to do on Friday. That was the day they gave her. And it's scary thinking about going to a hospital and then they have all these people there. You don't know what they're there for. And we can't even have visitors. They're allowing me to be there as of now, but hopefully that doesn't change. But I mean, we could get over it. So
Yeah.
yep.
You didn't plan it out either, huh?
Nah, it just happened.
Hey, can I be present whenever your baby's born?
I'll post a picture. Y'all can hit me up. I am Lord Diaz Kicks.
Can I do a FaceTime?
That would probably be the best bet, honestly. And I mean, even as Hispanics, y'all know that's hard because you know your mom's like, oh, I want to see the baby. Yeah, hey, let's catch a tito.
Tráete al tío y a la tía y a la
you can't
comadre.
do that, you know.
No puede,
so-
mamá. No puede pasar para acá.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't like even my daughter. She's not gonna be able to be there, and she's not gonna meet him until we get home. So that's gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, a little
and we're
tough.
gonna have to leave her with her grandparents for 2 days, and we never done that, and all because of COVID.
Yep.
Dang you, COVID.
Darn COVID.
Darn you, COVID.
But yeah, that's all I got.
What about you, Cruz?
Closing statements.
Closing statements, sir.
My name is Chris.
My name is Cruz.
Never Jeff.
No, I think, I mean, I don't know, stay safe, wash your hands, don't panic, do the typical stuff that you should have been doing already, but,
Wash your hands.
Don't violate the law.
2 minutes.
what?
Don't violate the law.
2 minutes.
Don't violate
2
anything.
minutes, do with warm water.
My wife says to sing the ABCs twice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a lot, dude. That's more than
no,
2
but
minutes.
yeah, I don't know, I honestly think this is going to apply over, just do what you're supposed to do your civic duty, and we're going to be all right, support each other.
We're gonna tell our
You should
kids
run for
about this.
president. Like
I am
Exotic.
actually,
Run for president.
yeah.
2030.
2021.
Wait, what?
He's gonna
President.
run for president.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
He's gonna have us putting the signs out in people's yards.
Cruz Torres.
I'm not playing.
For president.
Campaign manager.
He'll be the man
Like
shutting the whole
Joe
country
Exotic.
down if something happens.
We just need a music video now.
We need a music
We
video.
need a music video.
We
We should wrap this up with a music video.
With the music video of Joe Exotic? Or
Joe
what?
Exotic, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I saw Tiger.
His country song, I Saw a Tiger.
Tiger song, man.
Was he? He's on top of the Jeep or a truck or whatever. I think.
Ella me voy a parar o no?
No, espérate un rato.
His videos are lit.
Espérate un rato. So that's pretty much it, guys. Do you, Martin, you have anything to say? You want to have anything to say? Closing statement?
Okay, I got a question. How long do you think it's gonna last? Like,
What,
This-
this?
how long do you think?
I think by
think-
May, max
yeah,
June.
May, I say
But
You think everything's
May.
gonna
Come on,
be?
from the healthcare.
in God's
From the
willing.
healthcare worker?
Come on.
My girlfriend's
Well,
birthday
I'm
is in
hoping-
August, so it better be done by August.
Better be done by August.
We're all going to San
Hey,
Antonio.
my wife's birthday was last week, and we basically did nothing because of it. So.
I mean,
Just
but
like
this is affecting a lot of people. Like, for
Yeah,
example,
it
your
is.
baby's gonna be born. Let's say this
It
doesn't
is.
end till what, June?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said,
And they obviously have no vaccines. So.
and your mom. I mean, your mom's not
Yeah.
gonna be able to see your baby until
Yeah.
it
Your
sucks.
mom, dude.
It's definitely gonna have some impact
Well,
on
definitely
people.
shout out to FaceTime and all that. So.
Shout out to FaceTime, dude.
Yep.
Ubu.
It's been working. Ubu.
Whatever the kids are. TikTok.
TikTok. These kids these days with their TikToks.
Yeah.
Bro, I really want to do a TikTok.
I don't use TikTok.
I
I'm gonna use TikTok.
I didn't even know what that was.
I've never
I don't
done
use
one.
TikTok, but I'm not against it.
Huh?
So
I'm not against it either, man.
Well, no, just with friends when they ask me to do something.
Show us your dance moves.
That's private,
So
bro.
then what do
That's
you
private.
do then?
he's
Oh,
okay.
he's
Okay.
about to
Okay.
roast
Oh,
us.
so-
No, I'm just standing up, bro.
Oh, that's a dance move already.
I was about to tell you to save your content for TikTok, man. You're gonna give it all out.
I don't
He's
know.
about to break dance here.
I know.
I end up breaking my leg.
Yeah, we have somebody that broke their. Nah, I'm kidding.
He got attacked by a tiger.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was
right.
a tiger. It was a tiger.
Will you dance with me?
Maybe tomorrow, man. I'll feel better.
What happened about traditional marriage? No, I'm kidding.
All for traditional marriage.
I'm all for it, man.
Only traditional marriage.
Are you gonna run for president too? No, I'm kidding.
Probably.
De Mexico.
De Mexico y Estados Unidos.
Both of them.
You'd probably win.
That'd be dope.
All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. I think you should watch that. Okay, so thank you for watching. Go ahead and go ahead and follow these guys on their Instagram, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. This man is married, so don't follow. Don't follow him. No, I'm kidding.
Hit me up for your sneaker needs.
Oh yeah, the sneaker needs. If you want some Yeezys,
I am Lord
Look-
Jesus
look-
Kicks.
look
I
at
got
this.
you.
Can you catch his
Do we get a discount?
feet right there?
We'll see about
Can I get them
Depends
for
on
free?
what you want. Bro, come on, man.
Bro,
do
come
you
on.
not see the crisis going on?
Exactly. I need them for free.
Focus on this man's shoes.
Look
There you go.
at the shoes.
They ain't dirty. He finished his drink though.
Oh, was I not?
There was an
do you
extra fee. An
do
extra
you
fee if he finished
Do you
it.
disinfect our Starbucks?
Yes, I did. I disinfected everything.
No, you didn't.
I lied.
Better.
Hey, that's a sin.
That is. That's what I'm saying. I admitted it. I lied. I block. What about you, Cruz?
What about me?
Nothing. What about you, Cruz? Do you have an Instagram plug?
Follow
are
me
you
on
single? You taking? What's up?
Instagram. Well, what is it? Cruz Towers _WP.
What?
Cruz Towers _WP. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook.
Wait, you do TikTok?
No, I'm kidding, dude. I don't have a TikTok.
How is he
I
on
don't think he has a
TikTok if he
TikTok.
has a broken knee or whatever he has?
So
his
because I have a
knees
broken knee, I can't have a
That's
TikTok.
probably why
you
that's
broke
probably
it.
why.
No, but no. Actually, I don't really have many social media platforms. I think only Instagram and Facebook. And that's it. And only Facebook because of my family in Mexico, and that's it.
Do you
So-
have WhatsApp?
And
Huh?
then
Do you have
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp?
Do I have WhatsApp?
You know he has to have.
Yeah, because of my family in Mexico. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't use it for anything else but that. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
¿Y tienes
But
novia o no?
no.
Novio?
How old are you?
No. Huh?
Are you?
How old are you?
24. 24.
21?
Are you traditional or liberal?
Give us your views. No, I'm kidding.
Ya cállate.
You're traditional. Dude. You like girls.
Yeah, I'm traditional.
All right, guys. And so,
Do you like girls?
I like. No, I can't. I don't know. I just like one girl.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
That was the devil testing.
Oh. You were about to fail that
I
one.
felt somebody touching my shoulder, and it was like, good. I'm not sure what it was. Oh, it was you.
¿Qué pasó? Que se
But,
desmayó.
Oh, the camera
The
got
camera guy is
Yeah,
passing
the
out
camera
on us,
fainted.
dude. But appreciate for watching, guys. Go ahead and leave a like, and yeah, go follow these guys. That's pretty much it. All right.
Bye.
¿Para dónde va la cámara? Para allá, para allá, para allá.
Bye.
All right. So what you
Is that camera still running?
Yeah.
Porque yo la veo apagada.
Hey, what you think?